communication. When I have more than one CPU, one than one program, CPU1 is executing process 1, then CPU2 process 2, so on. How the sharing of data takes place between these processes, between these CPUs? So what is the mechanism behind that? So let us understand. Mechanism for processes to communicate and to synchronize their action. Not only it is necessary to have communication, it is also necessary to have synchronization. See, without I have some n jobs to be done. These jobs are divided between different processes. So I need all the result of all the n jobs to compute my one project. So synchronization is very important. So without having output of one of the module, I cannot complete my main task. So synchronization is very important. Communication is important. So what the system we use for have a communication? I will go for a message passing concept. For that I have a system called message system. What actually it does? It processes communicate with each other. So you can pass the message between each of these process. That is how the communication takes place without resorting to shared variables. It will not disturb the variables what you are going to share. So that means that is kept separately. Process 1 is executed, the VM1, VM2 I was explaining, no, that is isolated, fine. So next IPC is nothing but inter-process communication here. It will this facility provides two operations. IPC provides two operations. What are those? To take communication, not to have the communication between inter-process, I need to send the message, I need to receive the message. So first is sending the message, second one is receiving the message. While sending the message, what actually it takes care? Message size fixed or variable. Whether I am sending the fixed size message or the variable size message. That is very important. So let us assume that if P and Q wish to communicate, I have a CPU1 or process 1 called P, process 2 called Q. They want to communicate with each other. What exactly they have to know? First thing, they have to establish a communication link between them. Without having any link, how they will communicate, how they will transfer the data? There is some link to be provided over which you can transmit. Then once the link is ready, you can transmit the message via send. Either you can send from P to Q or from Q to P. P is the sender, Q is the receiver. So P will send the message, Q will receive the message. Or if Q is the sender, P is the receiver, Q will send the message, P will receive the message. So how is that implementation done for communication link? Implementation of communication link can be a physical or logical. Physical means you can go for a shared main memory or the hardware common bus you can use. How I was explaining, no, the same memory is shared between different external devices. Otherwise, even you can go for logical, some logical properties like virtualization concept. So these are the questions which will arise during implementation. Whether the links are established, can link be associated with more than two processes, or how many job P, Q, are so many processes are there? How many links can there be between every pair of communicating process? I have P and Q two process, whether there is only one link or two links. So that is also to be taken care. So what is the capacity of link? Whether it can have what transmit, what is that? Say for example, you have 10 kilobyte or 10 megabyte. What is the bandwidth? So that has to be taken care. Whether it has a capacity to transmit a large bit of data or only it is a form of kilobytes or megabytes, gigabytes, that is to be decided. Then is the size of the message that the link can accommodate fixed or variable. Whether you can go for a fixed size data or a variable size data. Is a link is unidirectional or bidirectional? Unidirectional means, for example, if P is sender, Q should be a receiver only then. P can only send and Q can only receive. If I take bidirectional, then both P can act as a sender and as a receiver, as well as Q can act as a sender and as a receiver. Same thing is explained in the form of models here. I have diagram A and diagram B here. Same diagram A, I have process A and process B, and here is my kernel. Here 1 indicates that first it will execute process A, it will allocate memory for process E. Second, it will also allocate memory for process B. Same thing here you can see with the concept of shared memory here. So kernel will allocate, see process A will access the data here first time with this, and process B will access the data from the memory in the step 2. So how is that? The kernel will handle how is that memory share concept. So you can either have a direct communication or indirect communication. So in case of direct communication, processes must name each other explicitly. I should know whether P is a sender or receiver, Here in this example, I am taking P as a sender, Q as a receiver. So P will whether send a message to process P, receive a message from process Q. That means what Q is sending, P is receiving. Fine. So properties of communication link here. We have to check whether links are established automatically. Whether once you create the process, whether the link will get established automatically or you have to create. So link is associated with exactly one pair of communicating process. I have one pair, say P and Q. Link you have to establish between these two. So between each pair, there exists exactly one. Minimum one link should be there. Fine. The link may be unidirectional or it is bidirectional. So indirect communication, here the messages are directed and received from mailbox. I will go for a concept called mailbox. Also referred to as ports. Ports means what? Some communication channel. Fine. So each mailbox has a unique ID. So I will have unique ID for each of the mailbox with respect to process P, with respect to Q, all that. So processes can communicate only if they share a mailbox. So I have a mailbox where process P will put a message on the mailbox so that Q can read from that. Same way, whatever the message Q will put it on the mailbox, P should be able to read. So how is that it will read? How it will know whether Q only has sent the message? There is some unique ID for each and every process. So properties of communication link, same thing here. Link established only if processes share a common mailbox. So if P and Q wants to communicate with each other, they should share one common mailbox. Fine. So a link may be associated with many processes. Same link can be used for different processes also. Each pair of processes may share several communication links. Same thing. I can have same link between different processes, or each pair of process can use several links also. You can use more than one link, maybe a bidirectional link. So link can be unidirectional or bidirectional. So continuation of indirect communication, how is that it will handle the mailbox? First it will create one new mailbox. It will send the message and receive the message through the mailbox. Once the communication is done, once the message is received, you can destroy the mailbox. So what are the primitives defined here? Sending the message or receiving. I have sent a message, say A is a message to be sent and I have to receive the message A. So first a message A, whatever the message you want to send, that is going to be put it in a mailbox. Then receive the message from mailbox. What is that message you received? A.